Hello and happy 2024. This is my first official episode for 2024 for my Life After ... podcast. And I'm excited. It's been nice. I've taken this break. I feel like I've gotten kind of rejuvenated, renewed in a way, even though I'm still tired. But in this, it's tired because I'm busy and doing things. And it's kind of interesting because as someone has stated, I saw it on Facebook, it really is true that, as I'm getting older, I'm realizing that even though it's a new year, the things that were in, the previous year are pretty much the same things you're faced with, the next year. So it's not like you wake up and everything's just different. For most people, that's not the case. But in this, I'm just like, okay, what do I want to do differently in 2024? But before I jump into that part, I want to just reflect on, life after 2023 before I jump into, the plans for the next year. So, many of you listened to my recap and it was I feel like short and everything kind of pushed together. But in this, I really want to reflect on everything that happened in 2023 and say, Danielle, what do you want to do differently when it comes to relationships, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your business, when it comes to parenting, when it comes to being a daughter, being a mother, when it comes to being a single person, when it comes to being an employee, when it comes to being all these different things, all these different labels that I have on myself. And I thought about last year how I'd faced so many losses, for those that were with me. And actually, even in 2024 now, I just had a recent loss of my aunt that I wasn't close to, but that was like the first week of 2024. And just thinking about that and realizing that loss is a part of life. And 2023 might just take on grief, change. My eyes were open to just how people grieve and how grief is not just something you just get over. And so now I'm taking that into 2024 and I'm like, how can I use this? How can I reach people as they grieve? And how can we kind of look at grief from a different lens, from a different perspective, different point of view? So it's something that's kind of in my mind and a project that I'm working on. Realizing that, I was building the foundation for my business in 2023, but now I'm like, I want to get out there. I feel like I'm that person that's kind of waving my arms and like, I'm here, I can help you, but I'm in a crowd of like hundreds of people and how to get noticed and how to get my foot in the door. So realizing that, at the end of 2023, realize I need hobbies and different things I need to do other than just school and work and school. And I'm like, okay, in 2024, I picked up some new hobbies, which I'm excited about. But then also realizing in 2023, I felt stuck in many ways. Like, I'm like, okay, my finances controlled my life. My 9-to-5 controlled my life. Just different things, other people I felt like controlling my life. And I feel like now in 2024, there's things that I'm just learning to cut, or if not cut, lighten my load. I feel like sometimes friends and family members, we love them, but it's like this excess baggage. And I feel like sometimes each family member has a bag that I'm kind of pulling behind me, but I feel like little by little I'm learning to unzip each family member's bag and to start taking items out and making the load lighter. So saying no and actually being honest with them and doing different things. Like, for those that have listened to my previous episodes, realize that I move a lot. And so I'm actually in the process of moving. So just got a storage. And I'm just like, what, I've had so many storage that I should start my own moving company and start my own personal storage, public storage or something like that. I don't know, get a franchise as much as I move. And so I was thinking about that and just thinking about moving around and what I want to do. And I was faced with this situation recently, whether to move closer to family in another state, which is a lot further away, or move back to the state that I was in last year. And deciding to move back to the state that I was in last year, but having to break that news to family that I wouldn't be moving closer to them, and how angry they were and devastated and everything else. But for me, saying I have to do what's best for my family and for myself and for my mental health and for my self-care, knowing that I love family, but knowing if I moved there, I'd be just a personal chauffeur. And once again, my life would be swallowed up with their drama and things that are going on. And it's like, I love them, but I realize I'm like, this is why I live a little bit further away from them. So it's kind of that balance of wanting to be a caregiver, be a good daughter, do this, this, and this. But then in 2024, saying I really do have to do what's best for me. I love family. Family's important. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not making a selfish decision, but doing something I know that would not bring me life. Doing something that I know will just keep me in this pattern of being unhealthy when it comes to relationships. Doing something that I know will grow my codependency, knowing that in 2024, I really want to minimize, if not eliminate, that codependency. And so it's going to take some time, but there's hope. I really do believe there's hope. I feel like with 2024, I feel hopeful. And I've been trying to post these things on social media, just these encouraging quotes, and saying that just hope keeps believing. It just keeps, expecting something good and something better. And I feel like in previous years, I've gone into just the next year, just continuing the same patterns, not expecting more, not being hopeful. But I'm like, no, 2024 is going to be different. It's not going to be perfect. There's going to be some ups and some downs. I know that. But at the same time, I'm hopeful that 2024 is going to hold so many good things. It's going to hold opportunities for growth. It's going to, for me, I'm going to just go beyond boundaries and do things that I never would have thought that I could have done. And so much more, thinking how, in 2023 I graduated, so I got my degree, and I was excited about that, and I keep kind of staring at it, and I'm like, this happened, a degree in psychology, and now moving into 2024 and say, what do I want to do next? And I'm like, you know what, I want to become a counselor. So I'm taking steps towards that, and that's a couple years journey, but I'm like, I feel like that will be a good way for me to walk into my calling and purpose. And also segueing into calling and purpose, I'm so excited having a special guest come on for an episode that we recorded actually a couple months ago, and she's going to talk about purpose. And I'm like, what better way to start off the beginning of the year than talking about purpose and how you can walk in your purpose and walking in, especially for the new year, because I know for me, I'm thinking, okay, what is my purpose? What is my calling? What do I want to do with my life? I have a birthday coming up in a couple months soon, or actually less than a month. And really just thinking about, what do I want to do differently for this, not only just new year, but as I get 1 year older, realize time is not promised and it's just flying by. And I'm like, what's my legacy I want to leave? What is my purpose so I can walk in that and actually just enjoy my life more and be happier and actually do something that I was called to do versus just kind of busy work, if that makes sense. And I was at kind of an event recently, and someone was saying that they were overworked and underpaid. And I'm like, wow, that's my story. I should really get a t-shirt saying that. And I'm like, I'm tired of being overworked and underpaid. And with this person, you could just hear it in their voice. I'm like, yeah, I can resonate with that. So what do I need to do and that I wasn't doing in 2023 so I won't be so overworked and underpaid? And then I'm learning, as I mentioned, hobbies, learning what are some things I want to do with my business and how can I expand, learning things that I like and things that I'm not good at. It's funny, I tried crafting and I'm just like, okay, my mom's crafty, my daughter's crafty, but I'm like, I can't even draw a circle. And so I tried just these different, watching these YouTube videos. I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it. Went to Michael's craft store, went to Walmart, got these supplies, tried it for 2 or 3 days. I'm like, I can't do it. But in that learning, I'm like, okay, painting is kind of relaxing. It's not something that I am, the best at, but it's something that's relaxing, messy, but relaxing. And so I'm like, okay, maybe we'll try something different. And I said, well, Danielle, you love to encourage people, so how can you turn this into something? So I decided to work with Canva, and I'm like, Canva is such a great tool. And creating these prints, which is an image and an encouraging quote that I plan to sell. This year, too, I'm going to do pop-up events and be vendors. So I signed up for a couple events. One I signed up for, I was excited, and it's actually today, and it fell through. But then in that, there's another event that came up, and I'm like, okay, let's do this. And another event coming up in April, and we're going to see how that works out. So many things. I said, Danielle, just put your foot out there, just put your name out there, do what you need to do to get noticed in a good way, right? And so I'm like, I'm hopeful. So I felt like after 2023, those things that were holding me back, I have no more excuses, no reasons why. I say, oh, I can't do this because of this. I can't do this because of this. Oh, well, since it didn't work in 2023, why would I try in 2024? It's like, what do I have to lose? I get the financial aspect. I get the loss of time. But if I try something and do something different, one of my goals for 2024 is to become a foster parent and start doing that more full time and saying, okay, what do I have to lose? Some sleep, some money, some sanity, a lot of different aspects, but the things I can gain and the ways I can help. And something I felt like it's been on my heart for many years, and I've just kind of closed off that box. So I'll keep you posted as I go on that journey, but I'm excited. So may you be excited for 2024. I get that those things from 2023, a lot of times they carry with you. I feel like sometimes it's like this weight on my leg, or, sometimes like you'll see those cans, like I guess when someone has a wedding, and if they still do it, but you have those cans and they're tied to a string and they drag behind the car. And sometimes I feel like that in the car, and I'm dragging these things into 2024, but I'm like, nope. That, that event that happened in 2023, I can cut that string, throw the cans away, leave it behind, all that noise and that rattling and extra dead weight, take my car and just keep driving forward into 2024 and the good things that are coming. So I look forward to having you join me on this journey again, for this new year of podcasting and of discoveries, the good and the bad and everything in between. I look forward to having you join me. So I'm excited. Thank you so much again for listening and for just staying with me and for just being here. I appreciate it. So I'm not just talking to myself. I talk to myself often, but I want to be able to share these conversations with you. So hopefully, even if your 2024 hasn't gotten off to the best start, don't lose hope because there's still time. It's still early. So talk to you soon. Have a great day and be safe and try and stay warm. Bye.